Hello everyone, I'm Miss Dina, and welcome to our lesson on probability, likelihood. Probability helps us describe how likely an event is to happen. In everyday life, we often talk about events being certain, possible, or impossible. Probability gives us a clear way to measure these chances. In this lesson, we will learn how to place events on a likelihood scale. By the end of this lesson, you will understand how to describe and compare the likelihood of different events.
Probability is the measure of how likely something is to occur. An event is something that may or may not happen. For example, flipping a coin and getting heads is an event. Some events are more likely than others. Understanding probability helps us make predictions based on reasoning. This knowledge supports logical thinking and decision-making.
A likelihood scale is used to show how likely an event is. The scale usually starts with impossible and ends with certain. In between, we have unlikely, even chance, and likely. This scale helps us compare different events clearly. Placing events on the scale makes probability easier to understand. It provides a simple visual way to describe chance.
An impossible event is something that cannot happen. For example, rolling a 7 on a standard 6-sided dice is impossible. A certain event is something that will definitely happen. For example, when rolling a dice, getting a number between 1 and 6 is certain. These 2 points form the ends of the likelihood scale. Understanding them helps us measure other events in between.
An event is likely if it has a high chance of happening. An event is unlikely if it has a low chance of happening. For example, picking a red ball from a bag with many red balls is likely. Picking a blue ball from the same bag with only one blue ball is unlikely. Comparing these situations helps us describe probability clearly. Careful observation helps us decide where events belong on the scale.
Events are equally likely when they have the same chance of happening. For example, when flipping a fair coin, getting heads or tails are equally likely events. Each outcome has the same probability. Equally likely, events are placed in the middle of the likelihood scale. Understanding this concept helps us analyze fair situations. This strengthens our reasoning skills.
To place events on a likelihood scale, we think carefully about the possible outcomes. We consider how many favorable outcomes there are compared to all possible outcomes. If there are many favorable outcomes, the event is likely. If there are few favorable outcomes, the event is unlikely. If there are none, it is impossible. Careful comparison allows us to position events accurately.
In today's lesson, we learned about probability and likelihood. We explored the likelihood scale from impossible to certain. We also understood likely, unlikely, and equally likely events. These ideas help us describe chance in a clear and logical way. Probability is useful in games, weather forecasts, and real-life decisions. Keep practicing to strengthen your understanding of likelihood and chance.